Hey guys, Jason here from Driver's Paddock, and I'm joined by Ping from Formula Delta. He is not a new face to the channel. If you recall, him and his team over at Formula Delta did a deep dive into the reason why FA24 motors oil starve. From there, they developed a prototype pan, multiple iterations, and we did a lot of testing with really, really good results. If you want more on those two videos, check out my channel. They're on there now. But Ping, what are you holding right now?
This is the pre-production Formula Delta high capacity oil pan that's designed for the FA24.
And today this is going to go on my car along with another few parts to really bulletproof my car for the track. Ping, can you tell the viewers some of the features of the pan?
Yeah, for sure. So we're showing the exterior of the oil pan here. It is made out of die-cast aluminum. It currently has a capacity range of around 3.5 to 3.7 liters, which is going to be quite a bit bigger than the OEM oil pan solution. And there's going to be integrated baffles within this oil pan. So once you put this on your vehicle, it will mitigate all of your oil starvation issues. On top of that, we don't really recommend any additional baffle solutions in conjunction with this oil pan, so this should be a one-stop solution for your lubrication needs.
So Ping, there is a number 20 on this oil pan, and I already know that this is the number 20 pre-production pan that's been going out. 19 of them have also gone out, is that correct? And where are those pans?
So this is the 20th one, but not every previous one has gone out yet. This is the 20th one that has been made by the factory, although some of the earlier versions were not the greatest in terms of quality. This is one of the few that is actually passing our quality tests. We did have to make some slight modifications, and that's going to be worked into the manufacturing process. But this is one of the few that actually became a pre-production testing pan. Yeah, and you're getting the early access to it.
At this point, can we disclose some of the other people that are right now testing the pre-production pan?
Yeah, so we can say that there's several people in California that we have been talking to, and there potentially is some oil pans that's actually either in California or on transit to California at this moment.
Awesome. So, of course, we have our data set at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park Grand Prix track where we showed this car in its stock form, oil starve, significant drop in oil pressures. Once we installed this pan, we had really good results, almost completely mitigating the oil starvation. And that track boasts the highest average speed of any track in North America, has long 10, 12-second right-hand sweepers with elevation change. So we really put this pan through its testing. So now we've shipped out a bunch of pans to, as Ping said, to California for some independent people to verify our data and to confirm, just to show the community that this pan has been tried, it's been tested, and it's good to go. So it's good enough for myself to put on my personal car. So let's get to work. Awesome. So everybody, as Ping is working on the Formula Delta high capacity oil pan, I have here with me Luke Lay from XIIIMotorsports. He's one of our sponsors this year, and he is a master custom fabricator. He does some really cool builds, and one of those is also his GR86 time attack build, and he is also the CSCS driver of the year. So he knows what he's talking about. Luke, what do you have in your hands right now, and what is going on in my car?
Thank you so much for the introduction. So I have in my hands the oil cooler that came off of our very own GR86. This is a working prototype and available for purchase online, the production model. And it is essentially a Vibrant Performance oil cooler core. It is a dual pass unit. We've got oil coming in from the single side, flowing around. There's a baffle inside, comes out the other way. And this is probably contributing to the fact that our car is still alive and running well and keeping the oil temperatures in check.
Amazing. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the fittings and some of the other features of what's going on in my car?
Sure, yeah. So this core is actually designed to mount right up against the heat exchanger that's in the front there, the AC heat exchanger. And it uses factory mounting locations, and it sits, mounts up to the bumper beam and sits on the bottom plastic shield there. So when you turn the radiator fans on, or the computer does, it actually draws air right through the system. So it's functioning whether there's airflow or not. It is fabricated from just regular aluminum, 6061, as well as a bunch of Vibrant Performance components, including the core, the fittings, and the lines. So the lines that we're using is the Vibrant Performance PTFE lines and fittings. It is like a full flow design where there's actually a full plastic liner on the inside here that contributes to optimal flow. We're also using the Vibrant Performance thermostatic oil cooler plate, and that has a thermostat built in, which keeps the oil at an optimal temperature, and also has 2 ORB ports here, so you can run whatever fittings you need. The oil cooler kit is going to use -10 fittings, and that seems to work best for our uses. There's also 2 NPT ports on both the in and the out of this product, so we've been able to performance test it for both pressure drop and temperature. Another nice feature that this has that a lot of other products don't is that there's actually a stainless steel locking ring that makes sure that this doesn't back off of your car, because we've seen a lot of instances on the track where these housings will actually come loose, the oil filter will back out, spill oil everywhere, and then your motor blows up. So you don't have to worry about that with this Vibrant Performance kit put together by 13 Motorsports.
Amazing. The other thing from 13 Motorsports that's going on my car is actually this. Luke, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Sure, yeah. So this is just a very simple, elegant bracket that mounts the element fire extinguisher right by where your feet are on the floor pan, right? You can quickly just grab it, pull it out if you need it. Hopefully you don't. And it uses the factory mounting locations, the front bolts for the seat. It's super lightweight, and it's just very simple and sleek, and puts the fire extinguisher in a place where you can grab it instead of having to, you know, waste valuable time if you need this. Hopefully you never do, but I've got a lot of PTSD from cars and fires and stuff, so this was something that we wanted to do. It's available on our website, 13motorsports.com, and we've got them for all the GR cars, Corolla, Supra, and GR86/BRZ.
Amazing. And Luke at 13 Motorsports is nice enough to offer us a discount both on this and on his oil cooler. I'll leave it in the description below. But the oil cooler, along with the high capacity pan for Formula Delta, plus the fire extinguisher, it gives me confidence to take this car to the next level. So today we're going to be doing some coilovers. We're going to be doing some various engineering rear camber arms, some bushings, some other things to really take this car to the next level. And I'll be confident pushing hard with 200 tread wear tires. So everybody, let's get to work. All right, guys, here we go. The moment of truth. Ping, what's happening right now?
We're just taking the oil pan off, the OEM oil pan, and yeah, you can kind of see how much extra RTV there is in this pan.
Hold on.
This is definitely considered excessive RTV. You can see how much is on the inside here, and there's also like these little pieces that could potentially break off and get stuck in the oil strainer. So let's take a look. Actually,
You think we can actually look inside of that? I think it might be,
is anything
it might
like
be
a
tough.
light to point into the
Wait, I brought a light.
Here we
I brought
go.
a light.
Moment
How
of
much-
truth.
Is there anything
How
in
much
there?
silicone is in the tube? Come on, tell me.
Dude,
Is there
I can't
anything in
even
there?
see. Like,
Is it
oh
will it
my
focus?
god, that is, dude. Look, you see that? You see how?
Is it in there?
Yeah, that one side of that
course.
pickup is like crazy. Yo, move your.
Move your light.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera would pick that up, but
There is more.
that entire one side of that pickup is. Can I take this from you, Kellen?
Is it actually covered?
Yeah, look at that.
Listen, there's usually more in there than there is anywhere else on the car.
Dude, what? That's crazy. Luke, move your light. Move your light. I think I can just.
Can you get it?
You guys see that?
Oh yeah.
What in the? So this is actually a really. I mean, my car's a 2024 TS at this point. I thought they would have, you know, listened to some people. But yeah, look at all the excess that like even comes off over there, right?
This is how much residual oil is stuck in your oil pan that just won't come out.
Unfortunately, one other thing is, like I said, I've done a few track days, and you know, there's some glitter in there actually.
Yeah.
Not
So
terrible,
not terrible,
a
but
little bit.
yeah, you can definitely see it. So I mean, I'm glad we have the solution, but like I said, I do overfill. But here we go. All right, Luke, take it away, man.
Okay, so one thing I'm going to add, I documented this on one of our YouTube videos at 13 Motorsports YouTube channel. You could check it out there. But that gasket maker that's in there is very likely not this one. So when I took it out of all the other oil pans, there's multiple shades of gray that comes out, which I think it's coming from somewhere else, maybe the upper oil pan or
Valve
cover, front cover, something. So hopefully this will eliminate this problem, but there's definitely some type of issue with the gasket that they're using or the way it's applied, some combination of the others. But this is our special service tool, okay? It's made of a copper-coated wire that's commonly used for welding, but special in this case, we're gonna try to just knock off the little pieces there, because on the F824, you can no longer remove this pickup completely, like on the F820. So you gotta just shove something in there, dingle around a little bit, and hopefully it comes out.
All right, let me see you get some of this out.
If not, I do have a suction tool.
I think that probably is a little bit better.
Yeah,
There we go.
she's
Moment or
coming.
two.
She's coming.
You just go. Oh,
We're dropping gems. Oh, here's a big one.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's a big one.
Oh,
Where'd it go?
where'd that little guy go?
Oh, right here.
Oh, there he
So you
is.
see how that's like quite a bit darker?
Yeah.
Here, compare that to there, right? It's a different gasket.
Yeah, that is completely different shade.
There's the other piece that fell out.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that comes from, but
Yeah, it doesn't look like the same.
no, somewhere in the abyss.
So everybody, as these guys are getting to work on the BRZ, I'm going to be doing some unboxing of some performance parts. And the Formula Delta high capacity oil pan, as well as the 13 Motorsports Oil Cooler, just give me the confidence to take this car to the next level. We'll be doing it in steps, but this car has seen about 7 track days, has about 7,000 kilometers on it, not much. And still, we're seeing a little bit of glitter in the oil. The guys have reassured me that it's somewhat normal for a car that's been pushed hard. I do overfill. It's seen about 7 oil changes. I'll probably send the oil in for some oil analysis just to see really what's going on. But again, this car has pads, fluids, a 1.5 way clutch-based LSD, but otherwise it's stock. So everyone, I already know we're gonna get this question a lot. What oil are we using? Well, shout out to 13 Motorsports and Eneos Oil for stepping up to support the build. Extremely high quality product, engineered in Japan, manufactured in the USA. It's also the first OEM fill for both Toyota and Mercedes-Benz. Sponsors of Evasive Motorsports, you'll find Eneos used in Formula D, Pikes Peak, and racing all across the globe. We're running the 5W30, and along with the 13 Motorsports Oil Cooler, which takes an additional 1 liter, and the Formula Delta High Capacity Oil Pan, which takes roughly 1.3 to 1.5 liters more than stock, this car will be running well over 7.5 liters. Check out 13 Motorsports online if you want to get your Eneos product. And again, on this build, we're only using the best. Let's get back to it.
Done. We're just about done cleaning up the leftover RTV from the original oil pan. We're going to start the install process of the Formula Delta high capacity oil pan now. The very first step is actually shimming the oil pickup by a small amount. We're gonna insert a washer between the mounting bolt and the upper oil pan, or the oil strainer in the upper oil pan, and it's going to sit in between here, and it's going to push the oil strainer or oil pickup down by about 2 millimeters or so, and this will help the oil pickup pick up the very bottom layer of the oil. This is just a small improvement that we're trying to make so that the oil pickup can access the most amount of oil in the oil pan. All right, we're just torquing all the drain bolts now. Everything is set at 35 foot-pounds. You can go over, but it's recommended to be at 35.
Got the fancy
Oh, no, we gotta do this again. It turned red. Oh, wrecked. All right, we're gonna
You literally just said you could overdo it a little bit. It's
yeah. But for the
How much over did
video,
you go?
for the video though. Ready?
Okay. Nice.
All right, we're good.
You pass. You pass. You're hired.
Amazing. So basically, is it officially installed, the oil pan, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. We're just waiting
Did you do
for.
all the other ones?
Oh yeah, we did everything. We're just waiting for the RTV to dry now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
then we can start.
See, that's the other problem with
Yeah.
this stupid RTV.
Yeah, oh, you gotta wait. Yeah, well, we can still install the rest of the stuff, right? So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm gonna put the header back on now. Start the reinstall process. But yeah, this is. You can see it's pretty tight fitting.
Can I show the clearance and everything?
Yeah, you can show the clearance.
It does have, how much clearance did you say?
About 10 millimeters all around. Yeah. We took a look at the amount of engine movement of a stock vehicle at a autocross event where they were being launched pretty hard, and taking some pretty tight corners. You're gonna get the most amount of engine movement in first and second gear. So when we took a look at that, it's around 5 to 6 millimeters of engine movement at the oil pan, not at the mounts themselves. So yeah, this is probably as exaggerated as it can be. We don't know how much more it could move with higher grip tires and, you know, if you're hitting curbs and stuff, but it shouldn't have any contact with the subframe.
Amazing. All right, so as Ping is wrapping up the oil pan, we have Luke here working on the fire extinguisher. All right, man, what are we doing here?
Okay, we've got a super complicated install, so get your popcorn ready. This is gonna take a while. Just kidding. Super simple. 13 Motorsports element fire extinguisher bracket for your GR, 2 bolts.
Hey, there's no GR, man. This is a...
Sorry, for the lesser people, for a BRZ.
Yeah, okay.
Just joking. GR, BRZ, fits them both. It's the same seat, so you can just bolt it in here, and that's it. It's super easy.
All right, let's see you do it.
Let's go for it. Okay. So, once you get around all the debris in the seat here, it's these 2 screws right here, which I just realized I have the wrong socket for. So, cut. The battery's dead, so it's making unnecessary noise. And then just final torque it by hand, but that's pretty much it. You got
Here
your
we go.
fire extinguisher. This is the 50-second version. You just take that, clip it in there. That's
Boom.
it.
There you go.
We are installing the oil cooler now, and finally got Jason out of the shop so we can work and not be annoyed by him and his filming constantly. So anyway, this is it. It's very nice Vibrant Performance core. We built the end tanks, and the oil's gonna come in one side. It's gonna go around this way, and it's gonna go out the other side. There's actually a divider plate right here, so it is a true dual pass system. It is pressed right up against the heat exchanger for the air conditioning. So once the fan is on in the radiator, it'll pull the air right through, so you get active and passive cooling, and retains all the factory stuff in there. It's got a little mount that we riv nut up there in, and it should work great. So this heat exchanger, this is the factory oil warmer. We remove this because it's not needed anymore, and it actually creates a pretty high pressure drop in the system. And we just take these lines, loop them into each other, and put that all together.
So Luke, we have the oil cooler on now, and both of us know of a particular instance of one of our really good friends where this actually backed off. Not this brand, but essentially oil sprayed everywhere and the car caught fire. Can you tell me why you're confident installing this part on my car?
Okay, so we've definitely learned from watching other people have a few mistakes with these things, and we came up with some redundancies that'll kind of protect the car, as well as something that we've discussed with Vibrant Performance, and they actually incorporated with their kit. So let's start there. Can't show you now because it's already installed, but there is this replacement tab locking washer. You can see it here. And what this does is this little tab keys into the oil cooler, and then you fold these tabs over to lock the oil cooler union bolt in the system so it cannot back off. And then finally, what we do, as like looks a little ghetto, but it works perfectly fine, is just put a hose clamp on the oil filter so that when the oil filter tries to back off, the lock wire will stop it from coming off. So now you've got a locking component in the oil sandwich plate, a locking component on the oil filter, and you have peace of mind.
Amazing. We've installed a ton of these on these Gen 2 cars without any issues.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm really confident with this setup. This is the only setup I would go with.
Yep, definitely.
All right, this is Jason's car here. We're just about to install the Ansix Auto oil pressure sensor onto his car. We're going to install it at the timing cover location where the OEM oil pressure switch is. The oil pressure switch OEM on these trigger at a super low pressure reading. Normally, I think last time I checked, it was less than 10 psi that it triggers. So by the time your oil pressure light comes on, if you're on track, there's probably going to be problems ahead. For a OEM function, it's really there just to check if there's actually oil in your car. If it's actually drawing air, for a prolonged period of time, then the oil pressure switch will actually turn on the oil pressure light. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything.
So everybody, the Formula Delta high capacity oil pan, as well as the XIIIMotorsports Oil Cooler and the fire extinguisher have been installed on this car. And check back for video part number 2, where we install the RCE Tarmac 2s, the BRZ engineering rear control arms, and other few performance mods, and then we'll hit the track. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.